Good morning, everybody. What is going on with Jag? What is Jaguar doing? We've seen this before. It's predominantly go woke, go broke. And the reason why I'm talking about this is I love cars, and I have about a 10-minute drive to the gym every day. So it's a perfect time to talk about these type of things. Just kind of get it out there. So I used to have a Jag. I had a 16 F-Type R. Absolutely love the car. It is one of my favorite cars that I've owned, and I've owned a lot of different cars. So it's really sad to see a company go from what was once a gentleman's car to, I don't know what you want to call it, but it ain't it. It's not the right move. And it's, in my opinion, probably one of the worst moves that you could see in the automotive industry. I mean, we've seen Bud Light do it. We've seen, Target do it. And it's failed miserably. And we all know that. And why they're doing it is a whole nother topic. But I just want to talk about what they're doing and the implementations that they're trying to do to certain manufacturers. Now, a little history on Jag is they've kind of been a struggling brand for a while. And because they have such a niche market. Their cars were generally, like I said, a gentleman's car. They're very sleek. They're, for the most part, a masculine. They had big V8s, big long hoods. Some of them had V12s. I mean, one of the most beautiful cars ever is the E-Type. I personally think the F-Type is mine, but particularly the SVR and the R, although I know they do come in other variations. But, what Jag is doing is they've kind of lost their brand. They've lost what they've done. They've lost their ingenuity. Sadly, the F-Type was running on a 10-year platform, and that beautiful supercharged V8 is not the direction that most of the automotive industry is going in. And I know there are manufacturers that are absolutely crushing it with big supercharged V8s, like Ford. They're doing an amazing job with the 5.2 motor that's in the GT500. Absolutely amazing motor, amazing car. So they can still do it, but they're going towards smaller forced induction cars, mostly twin turbo, which everyone loves turbos. I love turbos, but it's a different driving style, and the twin screw supercharged top mount feel that you got in basically any V8 is just, it puts a big old smile on your face. I know I absolutely loved it, and everyone that rode the car did. But, Jag is coming to a point where they need to shift. They need to do something. And so I think part of it is that they are having plummeting sales year after year. The F-Type needed to be revamped, and they have to develop a new motor, which they're doing it, what it looks like is electric, which is, we've seen all car manufacturers do this, and how many of them have scaled back from saying, our plans were to go full EV by 2030, for example, and now they're like, EV sales are not what they were. I've also had a Tesla. I can tell you the cars have their pros and they have their cons, and that's not just for Tesla, that's for all EVs. There's a place for them. And that place is not everywhere that you can drive. There's definitely parts of your trip and parts of the roads that it's like, I don't know if that makes sense here. But we've seen a lot of manufacturers scale back, and what Jag is doing is completely revamping their design, going electric. That's one thing. But their imaging that they're doing, and I'll see if I can throw an example up on the screen, is they're going they're going woke. The brand almost looks like it's completely going away from a gentleman's brand, and it's trying to appease to a complete different crowd, which is not the move, because when you have huge shift changes like that and cultural changes, there's a lot of people that don't agree with it. And we've seen this happen because we're talking about automotive. We've seen this happen with Harley. Harley has a very specific crowd that has funded the use and the world of the Harley Davidson motorcycle. And they tried to do a switch like this, and every one of the riders, almost every one of them, said, hey, we're not going to buy your bikes anymore. We're going to go buy Indian. We're going to go buy Honda. We're not with that shit. We're not with this movement. And frankly, I'm not either. So I love Jags. I love Range Rovers. I think they're an iconic car that goes back forever. But if they're going to do a move like this, I don't care what the car is. Even if it's a fast car, I don't want it, because that's not what I represent. So, you know, I think what's going to happen with Jag is they're going to try this because A, they need to do a little revamping, but they're going in the direction that they should not be going. And like I said, we've seen this happen multiple times with multiple companies try and go woke, and it doesn't work. It does not work. There's a ton of backlash, especially a brand like Jag, who has been a gentleman's Jag. I mean, this is the polar opposite direction. It's like if we were to tell people in football, like, hey, you're going to wear skirts all of a sudden when it's a very masculine sport. And even football's had some backlash. When I say football, I mean American football has had some backlash when it comes to that, which, by the way, shout out to all the soccer fans, because I've realized a lot of my friends are European. That's one of the sports where there's no advertisement. You just watch the game, and they just want to watch soccer. That's it. American football, advertisement. The game is twice as long because of advertisements and commercial break. It's quite annoying, honestly. But this is going to be really interesting to see what happens with Jag. You know, if Porsche was to do this, they would get a massive amount of backlash. People would stop buying their brand. But Jag is in this situation where they don't have people buying their cars. So they need to do a shift change. They need to try and draw attention from the crowd that they used to have and maybe a new crowd. But they're doing it in a way that is going to absolutely destroy their brand. And that's not good. That is not a good move. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen. I know there's a lot of automotive enthusiasts as myself, so I'd be really interested to hear what you guys think. Drop a comment below. What's your favorite Jag model, and what do you think about the move that Jag is doing? Because it's all over the news. I mean, people are asking, like, do you guys even make cars? Because their commercials, as they're portraying, it's almost like it's like a damn art show. Like, what are you guys doing? You know? So I don't know. The colors, the femininity, all that is just completely getting thrown in the face of everyone's in front of all these commercials that you're seeing, and I don't think it's going to be a good move. And so where does that leave Jag? They're revamping, I should say, one of the most iconic cars that they have, which is the F-Type, and which came predominantly from the E-Type, which is, you know, what Enzo Ferrari said. He said that was one of the most beautiful cars he's ever seen. So you have a legacy right there. A legacy that you can lose very, very quickly if you fuck around. If you fuck around and you start doing things that are so, I don't want to say revolutionary, but you start doing things that completely change what the brand used to be, this has a predominant effect on what's going to happen to the future of this company. So, you know, with everyone going EV now and the gas motors they're trying to phase them away, which I'm a petrol head for life. I will own gas cars for life. Not against electric cars. There's a place for them, like I said, but you just don't get the feel. There's not the same connection. You can have a Tesla Plaid, which is a great car, and a 500 horsepower slower Corvette, Porsche, Ferrari will give you 10 times more excitement and 10 times the more enjoyable driving experience than that Plaid will. So, you know, that's one thing that Jags have been known for, is they've been such an amazing car to drive. You get inside of them, you feel good, you hear the sound of the motor start up. That's going to go away. And then it's just going to be another electric car. And that's the problem with these electric cars, is they're all the same. They all feel very similar. But my point being with what Jag is doing is not so much electrifying it. That is something that we're obviously going to see. It is more so the brand re-imaging that they're doing. And that is where they're making a big mistake. Now, if Kia was to do something like this, whatever, because their brand is not that. They don't appease to the same crowd. But what Jag is doing, Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be getting interesting. So let me know what you guys think. Did you like this video? Did it suck? I just feel like I got a lot of information to talk about and tell on this 10-minute drive to work, and that's 10 minutes. And now we're going to go work out and start our day. Stay fit, stay healthy. Let's go.